defense. I mean, over these years, he's had talent come through there. He's made some players, yes, but he's had some talent. What's the issue? Why you can't get over the hump? Why is Tom Brady has the same amount of NFC championships as your ass, and Tom Brady just pulled up this year? Yeah, check that stat. Tom Brady has just as much NFC championships as Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees. They got one NFC championship because they've been to the Super Bowl once. Interesting. Shout out to the stat cabinet guys. Appreciate it. Moving right along. We're gonna talk about this next. Do you guys feel that the NFL is set up? I'll say it again. Do you feel the NFL games are set up? Now, this is a surprising poll result. I will say this one threw me off guard. 82% of the people say, hell yeah, they think these games are set up. They think the fix is in. Whoa. 82% of the people that voted feel like the NFL games are set up. And that is amazing to me. I had a cousin of mine, MJ Jackson, shout out, big shout out. He would say that back in the day, it'd be certain games that go a certain way. He'd be like, man, this shit's set up. And I would always get mad, like, come on, man. How can you set up a football game? How can you choreograph these guys flying all over the place and, making these plays or whatnot? How can you choreograph that? How can you hold on to how can the NFL hold that big secret down of fixing games? And then, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I started seeing some questionable things. Yesterday, I was looking at some questionable things. Like, what the hell going on? Why the hell in Green Bay, right before the halftime, the cornerback King decides to not even try to cover Scotty Miller, who is the only person he has to cover, and there's only 4 seconds left in that. Why in the hell was he looking in the backfield like he worried about Tom Brady scrambling for 50 yards? I mean, it was just certain things, certain drops, certain fumbles that we're getting to it. I don't know. I still say everything legit, but I can say there's been some times I have paused for concern. Moving right along. And this is a deeper question, y'all. Deeper poll question. We'll get into this later on. Is the music to blame for the spike of violence and shootings by young black teens in America? Did y'all catch that? Is the music to blame for these kids going crazy? Yeah. And I know, man, we're going to get into it. But I'm going to go to the poll results. Poll result says 54% of the audience says no, the music is not to blame. 46% says yes. So that is a pretty close voting margin. I got some deep feelings on that, if the music is to blame or not. And we'll get into that in a second. But let's talk about these games. Here's the thing. Las Vegas. That's one of the reasons why people point out and feel like these games are set up. When you look at these betting odds, you look at these point spreads, you look at these different situations, man, you look at how these games turn out. It is amazing. It is amazing how some of these games have turned out for Vegas to win. And it'll blow your mind sometimes, I will say. We do have incidents of an NBA referee. What was his name? Tim Donaghy, I believe his name was, who was caught in an NBA scandal of fixing games for Vegas and for bettors and for fucking mobsters and all over the thing. I mean, there was a time where this really happened, and it was proven. In the NBA don't want to bring that up, don't want to talk about that, don't want to, bring that out. But this man made a lot of money in swinging games, very important games in the NBA. He was one of the most popular NBA referees, I believe, in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. You talking about times where Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq and Kobe playing against the Blazers and the Kings. And, you got San Antonio with Tim Duncan and them. You talking about the times back then where I will say to my old school guys, watching some of them Sacramento Kings and LA series, Shaq and Kobe versus Vlade and Chris Webber, it felt like some things was getting swayed a little bit. There was some calls and some things going on. So when you look at that, you look at the pool of money that's out there, hell yes, it's a chance that some refs could do some unsavory things out there. if that scandal ever came out, oh, man. Rodney Clark said this smells like Peyton Manning. Yes, when they gave Peyton Manning his Super Bowl when he went to Denver, or when the defense gave him, so that defense was amazing that year. But yeah, Peyton Manning rode off to the sunset with a Super Bowl ring. You know, it would have been hard to imagine this man finishing his career without like any ring. I mean, damn, he was so good. But with this Tom Brady stuff, man, this is special. If it is set up, man, they doing some great storylines. Only better storyline would be Tom Brady versus the Patriots right now, and that's what really would be the shit. Tom Brady versus the Patriots right now in the Super Bowl would be amazing for the NFL, but we couldn't have that. So you still got Mahomes, who is just out of his mind. But I tell you what, man, if these games all set up, man, if that was ever to come out all the way, it would deflate the NFL almost like wrestling was deflated. Don't get me wrong. Some people knew wrestling was fake, I guess, or whatever. But certain characters started leaving the show. I think the word, I got older, I realized how scripted it was. And just deflated, man. And, wrestling will never be the same. Back when Stone Cold and The Rock and Shawn Michaels, and you go back to Dusty Rhodes and Arn Anderson and Ric Flair. And wrestling will never be the same. And I'm telling y'all, man, I wish it would, but it'll never be the same. And the comment section says that they hate Tom Brady and the Kansas City Chiefs. Fire off the gun sound for that. I'll tell you what. I got a feeling we're going to get tired of seeing Mahomes do what he do. Them Chiefs stacked up like the Warriors was a couple years ago, man. Them Chiefs balled like that. That's a whole problem. I don't know what the hell to do. I don't know. It's too much. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, it's too much. It's too much. And we get to see Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown playing the Super Bowl. Still the fans. It is what it is, man. When you let big stars walk out the door, they likely turn up somewhere else doing okay. These guys are big stars. These guys are pivotal players out here. And Le'Veon, not so much this year, but he still got something left in the tank. And I'm sure that they're going to try to make sure he gets some burn in the Super Bowl. But I can't wait. And I will give y'all my Super Bowl picks next week. But, man, let's have some fun. Let's move on. Move on to politics, man. I'm ready to move on. Let's go. We're going to move on, y'all. We fast forward into politics. Let's move on. I get complacent. I get to going when I get to talking sports, man. I get to going and I get to going. Look, man, as I said earlier, I was sitting back laughing. And we're going to do this probably every now and then. We're going to chime in for a good old laugh at old Uncle Joe. That's why I call Joe Biden. Joe Biden, Uncle Joe, man. You listen to some of these speeches, and the thing I like about Joe Biden is that he really knows how to calm the room down when he speaks. Like, Trump immediately divides the room when he opens his mouth. Like, he immediately pisses somebody off. Biden comes in with the attitude of, I'm trying to calm the room. I want to serenade the room. I want to speak calmly. I want to speak about unity. But Uncle Joe, man, get to going sometimes, man. I think he get a little bit ahead of himself. And quite frankly, the man in his 70s, so this does make sense to see some of these blunders. He's doing a lot of moving around, a lot of nights where there's a little sleep. And, man, him stumbling over his words is it's pretty funny. It's kind of like that old uncle that kind of corners you during the Thanksgiving dinner when everybody's, like, peeled off watching the football game, and you somehow get stuck in the kitchen with him. And he don't like his 6th or 7th eggnog and Evan Williams. And he won't talk politics all of a sudden. Somebody help me. I am stuck in this conversation. Man, oh man. Let's have some laughs at a good old Uncle Joe. I'm going to be fair, y'all. I tell my people that, look, if I'm going to clown people and I clown Trump and I play his moments, his blunders, I'm going to laugh at all fucking blunders because they're funny. So I'm going to play Joe Biden too. And let's just jump in, man. Let's laugh.
we can speak out and be more straightforward.
I'm not going to be a mule. I got something to do. I got to go do boom, boom, boom.
Hillary Clinton is as qualified or more qualified than I am to be Vice President of the United States of America. Let's get that straight. And quite frankly, it might have been a better pick than me, but she's first rate.
I know I'm called middle class, Joe. It's not meant as a compliment. It means I'm not sophisticated. I want to be clear. I'm not going nuts. You're a damn liar, man. That's not true. I can get things done. That's why I'm running. And you want to check my shape on it, let's do push-ups together, man. Let's run. Let's do whatever you want to do. To the word united. To the number 30330. 30330. Or 303-330. Or BOO. Wait. You got it.
That saves billions of gallons of gasoline. I mean, billions of $2.3 billion worth of, $500 billion in savings and 2-point-something billion metric tons of CO2 going in the air.
Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion worth. $1.4 trillion worth. Out of $1.4 billion. It's hard to even say it, it's so much. And by the way, it's cost a lot of money. It cost about $740 billion over 10 years.
Now is the time to heed the timeless advice from Teddy Roosevelt. Speak softly and carry a big stick. End of quote. I promise you, the president has a big stick. I promise you.
Hold on. Pause. Uncle Joe, what the hell are you talking about? Big sticks. The president got a big stick. Uncle Joe, put the eggnog down. The awkward silence in the room when he says, I promise you, the president has a big stick. This is him talking about Obama when Obama's in. The young people in the young reporters, the reporters that was like 25 or 28 and under, giggled because we're freaking childish. We're childish. The people 30 and under, 33 and under, we are childish. Let's listen again.
Joe? Softly and carry a big stick. End of quote. I promise you, the president has a big stick. I promise you.
Joe, do you want to administer the oath?
Am I doing this again? My memory is not as good as Justice Roberts, Chief Justice Roberts. I was a Democratic caucus. You ever been to a caucus? No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you got to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. We have this notion that some
are Dunkin' Donuts, unless you have a slight Indian accent. It's a fully.
Oh, pal. Thank you very, very much. His mom lived in Long Island for 10 years or so. God rest her soul. And although she's your mom's still alive. Is your dad passed?
No, I've never seen this. This is live right here. I've never even heard this one. Joe Biden is at a fucking rally, speech, or whatever campaign, and he's referring to one of the freaking mayors of the city. And he starts speaking on the mayor's mother. And he says, man, your mother's so sweet, man. God rest her soul. God rest your mother's soul. And he stops in the middle of the sentence and says, hold on, wait a minute. Your mom's still alive. Man, this is enough, man. This is enough, man. Uncle Joe, put it down, man. Why you kill the mayor's mama like that? Why did he kill the mayor's mama like that? Did y'all catch that comment section? Did y'all catch that? Bring it back.
Bless her soul. God rest her soul. And much. His mom lived in Long Island for 10 years or so. God rest her soul. And although your mom's still alive. Is your dad passed? God bless her soul.
Yeah. He says, wait, your mom's still living. That's your dad that passed. Well, God bless her soul. Yo, enough, damn it. I've heard enough. One more. We'll play one more, damn it.
I agree that everybody, once they, in fact, they should. Anyway, my time's up. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Vice President.